This morning in Money Matters, many people wonder if saving for your children or grandchildren's education is better using a 529 plan or a Roth IRA. Well, look no further, because joining us this morning with all the good advice is our friend Jeffrey Massey with Massey Associates. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Will.
Good to have you here.
Always a pleasure.
So first, talk to us about the 529, because even when we had kids, it was like, oh, you got to get the 529 plan and everything else. And many people may not even know what that is.
So it's an interesting plan that was created to help save for college, typically. Now it's even through K through 12, but originally it was just for college. Right. And you can save into that program. It'll grow tax deferred. And if you use it for qualified expenses, tuition, books, etc., then the money would come out tax-free.
Got it.
So it's a nice plan, right, especially because of the amount of money that you can put into the 529s.
Yeah, so how much money can you put into it? Because obviously, parents want to put in money, maybe aunts, uncles, grandparents want to put money into this 529?
So the aggregate limit is actually $520,000.
So it's like one semester?
Rhode Island. One semester, right.
One semester.
Yeah, it's a super high level,
right,
where I've never seen one that high. Typically, I see them, the more generous ones that I see are around $90,000, $100,000, which is still a lot of money to save for college.
Right.
And there are some challenges if that child doesn't go to college.
Yeah, so what's the deal? So if kids decide college may not be for them, and it is not for everybody, you have all of this money, then what happens?
Well, there's some flexibility with the plan.
Right.
So money from one child's 529 could be transferred to another. So within the same family or even a relative.
Okay.
Or if mom or dad decide to go back to college, they can use it for their expenses. So there's a little flexibility with it. But there are times, I know of a case now where it's about $90,000 in the account, and the daughter didn't go to school, didn't go to college. So now they're wondering, well, what can we do? And there are some rule changes that have helped out in that regard.
Right. So really, if they decide they don't want to go to college, they're sitting on $90,000. Obviously, the money, you don't want the money sitting there. But if you take that money out, do they whack you in taxes for it?
They do.
They do.
And there's a 10% penalty.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have to be creative with it. And the Secure 2.0 Act, which came out a couple years ago, actually now allows money from a 529 plan to be converted to a Roth IRA.
Okay.
Now, there are limitations. You can, for a younger person, the max you can put in this year is $7,000. And you must have earnings in order to move that money. So if a younger person, it only makes $5,000, say during the summer or something, they can only convert $5,000.
Got it.
If they make $20,000, well, they can do the maximum of $7,000, and they can convert that to a Roth. And there's a lifetime maximum of $35,000 for that transfer.
Okay.
So it'll take you 5 years,
right,
to get that moved over. But it's a really good rule, I think, because not every child goes to college.
Right.
And like I said, there is some flexibility. So if there are multiple kids in the family, it can be transferred to the other children.
Okay.
And that's helpful.
Right, that's helpful too. Now, parents, obviously, they want to save for college, but if you can just quickly how can parents save for college if things are so expensive?
Well, I like using the Roth IRA. Now, for somebody 49 or under, they can put in $7,000. If you're 50 plus, you can put in $8,000 per year. And by funding your Roth, all of your contributions that you make on an annual basis can be accessed at any time with no tax and no penalty, because you put after-tax money into the Roth IRA.
Got it.
So you don't reduce your annual income like you would with a traditional IRA.
Okay.
So take care of that first. Put that first $7,000 into your Roth IRA, and then fund the 529. And you can put lots of money in there. There's an $18,000 annual limit without any tax reporting or tax forms to be filled out. So I would do the Roth first, and then push the other monies into the 529.
Got it. All right. Sounds good to me. Thanks, Jeff. You can find out more on education savings with Massey Associates over at roadshow.com.